to the Think Loud Crew podcast.
Thank you.
We are three moms getting real with daily lives, parenting, whatever the hell we got going on in the week. Today, we are going to listen to some more Speak Pipes.
And if you don't know us, my name is Shannon. This is Kyle, and that is Cheyenne.
Travis is looking at us like we've all lost our minds.
Today
I think that we had too much coffee. I've had too much coffee. I have the bubble guts.
I just had a sip of Cactus Cooler, and I just got a Mexican-style breakfast burrito from a food truck across the street.
Oh.
Well,
I drank a tea last night that's supposed to make you shit, like to detox.
Girl.
And then I had coffee this morning.
Why would you put coffee
and
with
the mix is not mixing correctly.
Bubbling.
It's bubbling.
I know.
Okay, let's do
My mouth is just stopped. What is wrong with us today?
A little toxic.
They're always like, you're trying to copy.
But let's do the Speak Pipes.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
I hope all is well. My name is Alicia. I do listen to your podcast weekly. I also follow you guys on your social media platforms. You all are doing an amazing job, and I commend you all for being amazing mothers as well.
Thank you.
My first question is, would you all consider doing another trip? I know you are doing one in Mexico that's coming up soon, but would you consider doing another one after that? My second question is, what advice or tips do you have for someone who is just starting out with building their self with like branding and marketing for a business? Any tips on that? And then third is, I'm a children's writer, and I would love to send you guys my books. Could I make that happen? I would love to get that in your hands. Yes. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you.
Love it.
Okay, let's go in order because you know how my mind works.
Trip.
Number one is trip.
Yes.
I think yes. I really want to see how
Cheyenne's like, I'm scared.
I really want to see how this trip
this
plays out first, and like how well we do, and how like the feedback from the people who are going on the trip, and like how they respond to us, and like how it goes. So I'm really excited for our trip coming up, but I really want to see how people respond to us and like respond to the trip.
That's how I feel. Of course, I would love to say, yeah, we're going to do another one. But like, what if this one
is tragic?
It's tragic, and I'm not trying to put that energy out there. I know. But I'm just saying, like, what if this one is just like, we realize like we're meant to be in this office is not
outside with other people.
So I want to wait and see how this first women's retreat goes. You guys know we're going to Mexico in July for our first Think Loud Crew women's retreat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I will answer that first question when we get back, because
when we get back and when the other people tell us.
My anxiety around this trip is it's
high.
It's very high, and I'm not gonna put that energy out there when I get there. I know when I get there it'll be fine, but my anxiety like leading up to the trip, it's just going higher and higher. So
the closer
we get to it, I'm like, oh my God, people are gonna see me in real life in like for multiple days.
Y'all might
see us in different. Yeah,
she's gonna start with all the lashes, and as the week progresses, one less lash.
I'm dead.
I'm
not the lashes.
I'm just saying, like, you know, without seeing someone in real life, and it's like as time goes. Oh my gosh, my voice kills me sometimes. As time goes, like you get a little bit more comfortable. So I'm excited, but I'm also pretty nervous.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how are people going to not just only receive us, but how are we going to receive others? How is all the energy and the chemistry going to go? Are there going to be any catty moments? Like,
I hope not.
I don't think so. I think our group chat, as of now, we seem all pretty, like, everyone seems like supportive and cool and like, you know, pumping up each other. So like I said, I feel like I don't know if we're gonna do another trip. Well, I feel like I want to do another trip. I would love to do another trip. I'm excited to do another trip, but I just want to see how this plays out first.
Yeah,
we want to say yes.
We want to say yes.
I'm saying maybe. What was the second question? Tips on branding?
Yes,
getting started.
To start.
Yeah.
I feel like my biggest tip is always just to start. I feel like sometimes people don't start because they're afraid of like reactions, or they're afraid of failing, they're afraid it's not going to work, they're afraid it doesn't look perfect. And my biggest tip is just to start, because once you start, then of course you get feedback, and feedback can be positive, it can be negative, but then you know how to build from it. Like if I look at some of my content that I put out when I started doing social media, which was literally like 10 years ago, I'm like, look at this Shoe City ad that I did in the middle of the street trying to show a tennis shoe. Like, it's just so funny. Yeah. But if I didn't start somewhere back then, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I always think just take the leap. Like, just put it out there, see what people say, and then build off of what you receive. And then sometimes it might not work, and you go back to the drawing board and you pivot a little bit. Like, that's okay to pivot off of an initial idea and realize this idea is not working, but this idea right here, this will pop.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think it's okay to fail and to regroup.
Yes, you have to fail in order to really get to where you're going and grow. And like you said, just start so that you do get that feedback, or you see, oh, people are receiving me, or maybe I do need to change this. So be flexible. My thing would be like, I'm an overthinker. I would just don't overthink it, you know? And I think that's the difference between Cheyenne and I. Cheyenne's like, let me just do this and that. And I'm like, I need to plan it. I want it to look like this. I need it to be like this. And then I just get overwhelmed sometimes by the whole process. And before it's even done, I'm like stressed out somewhere. So don't do that. Definitely just start. Depending on also what it is. If you're like looking for like business resources, I always tell people to go find like an economic development center in your city. Or like a small business accelerator or development center where they can help you, like with the business side. If you're like, oh, I just want to focus on the branding, like you still need help getting the business part set up, there are a lot of like free resources. And I know a lot of people have weird things to say about AI, but there's a lot of AI programs out there that can help you complete your package on branding, logos, business plans. There's a lot of free resources. Like,
I like that. Yeah.
Utilize them.
Also, I would say with starting a business, if you see somebody that is in the field that you want to be in, don't hesitate to ask that person to have a meeting or coffee or whatever and pick their brains if that person is willing to share with you. I think that is the biggest help with starting a business and things, because people will give you resources and give you pointers or tell you what might work or not work for you. But honestly, what Shai said and Kyle said too is just start. That's the biggest thing to do, even if you have, hang-ups about it. Just, you never know unless you try.
That's true.
And then I feel like I'm still learning how to build my business and brand myself. And I literally was just talking to an older couple that's been in the game for a long time, and it was just a random like coffee talk I saw them at a coffee shop, and they were just like, yeah, girl, they were just sharing with me like their hangups and things that they'd learned. So they were telling me to start with because I was telling them I needed just organizing myself. So using QuickBook was a thing they told me about, and that's handling all the things that will help you through like your taxes and your invoices and having that all organized for yourself. And then also, I didn't look so much into it, but she was telling me there's another one called Zen Business. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
I use QuickBooks though.
But you use QuickBooks? Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys this week because I need to just learn how to keep myself organized, and especially for my taxes. So I learned how to like write off and all those different things. So I think we talked about this last week too, but resources and learning how to just like researching everything and making sure that whatever, people do put out there, make sure you're reading over the things that might work or not work for you.
Yeah. What was the third question?
She has a children's book. We would love to receive children's book.
Yes, we would love that. We would love to read it.
If you DM us on our Instagram page, Think Loud Crew, tell us that you submitted the question, you have the children's book, and then we'll give you an address that you can send it to.
I think that'd be great.
So thank you. Yeah,
that was awesome.
What's next, Travis?
Hi, ladies. I just wanted to come on here and say that I enjoy listening to the podcast. I tune in every Monday. I just listened while I was at work. And I just wanted to give my condolences to Shannon. I'm so sorry for the loss of your brother. But I want to commend you also for being so vulnerable about your grieving process for you and your family. Like, I just feel like you are helping so many people, you don't even know it. And I also wanted to shout out Cheyenne because as I'm listening to her talk and I'm listening to you talking and telling her it's okay to feel how she feels, you're such a great friend. You remind me of me and my besties. We've been friends for 25 years and you are such a girl's girl and I love it. And I feel like we could be besties in real life. But that is not why I came on here. Cheyenne, I'm getting married in October and I wanted to know, what can I do? What advice do you give for like brides to soak in the moment and soak in the day? We're getting married in the Dominican Republic. Ooh, and so we're having family and friends come out and, to celebrate with us. But I wanted to make sure that we set some time aside for ourselves because we also have a 4-year-old who will be there. And thank God for my mother-in-law, my mom. They'll be tag teaming, helping us with her. But what advice do you give to like soak in the day? Did you spend it with your girls? Did you meditate? Like, I'm excited, but I also want to take it all in. So what advice do you have?
I want to be her friend. She's like, can I come to your wedding? Right. I'm like, can we go to the wedding in the DR in October? I'm free. I would say for wedding advice, okay, when I was getting married, someone told me to be present in that day because it's gonna go so quick. And leading up to it, I kept thinking it's not gonna go that quick. As much money as we fucking spend on this shit, it better go slow. Like it better go slow. But when I look back, it went by so quick. And we did, so you're doing a destination wedding, so you probably have multiple things happening. And I would say at each of those things, take a second with you and your future husband to step away and be present with each other within those things. So let's say it's a meet and greet at cocktail hour. Before you go to that, just be with each other for a second before you walk into this room and you're tag teaming greeting people. You know what I mean? I think and then at your wedding, so Zach and I did a first look, and a lot of people are like, that's not traditional. The first time he should see you should be going down the aisle. He's not going to react if he already sees you. But honestly, I'm so happy that we did the first look because it gave us time to just be with each other without everyone else. And it gave us time to really look at each other in each other's eyes and really have a moment of just calmness and peace. I think if I didn't see him before we walked down the aisle, it would have just been so much anxiety that would have taken over that moment to where I couldn't even enjoy it. Yeah. But the first look for me really helped me be present within that day, and he still gave the reaction that I needed and wanted coming down the aisle.
We did photos,
too. We did photos. We did photos before the... I flipped everything. Yeah. So for our wedding, I flipped it all so that when guests arrived, they did cocktail hour. Mm-hmm. So I wanted everybody to go into the ceremony a little lit. I want everybody going feeling good. So we flipped it. So when you got there, you did cocktail hour. You had drinks, you had food. Because I hate going to weddings and feeling hungry as fuck the whole time.
And you're like, when
is dinner? When is it over? I said, and I gave everybody drinks as soon as they got there. But during that time, we knocked out all of the logistics. So we knocked out all of the pictures for the wedding. We knocked out our first look. So then after the ceremony, we were able to just go straight into the reception. But each thing, we took moments to just be present with each other. Even at the wedding, we snuck off and went into a side room, and we were just looking at each other we're married.
Oh, I love that.
What the fuck, we're married. And so,
what do we do?
Yeah, now what? What now? What do you know? But I would say you have to designate time to just be with each other, even at your sweetheart table, or if you do a big table, actually sit there and eat your dinner together. Mm-hmm. I feel I hear so many stories of people don't even eat their dinner. Take in moments.
Did you eat your dinner?
I ate my dinner. It was good. Okay.
I said I ate.
I think Zach ate the potatoes from his. I think he was too hyped to eat anything. Yeah. But.
I said I ate though.
Yeah, just be, and then having a 4-year-old, we had Ace and we had Ryder, and you said you have your mom and your mother-in-law. Definitely take advantage of the help that you have there, because trying to rein in your children and get married at the same time, it don't work.
Yeah.
I would definitely say have a
work.
designated person, even outside of the mother-in-laws. I would pick a cousin and aunt.
Somebody who's just for your child.
Yeah.
Who you can be like, this is your person for the night.
Things that I did the night before, I spent it with just my mom and my sister. I didn't want the anxiety of being with all of my friends and cousins. I just wanted to really take in a moment to just be with like the two people I started life with. So it was more so for me, like my safe place, of course, is with my friends and everyone, but like my real safe place is with my mom and my sister. So that night before, I spent it with just them, and that really calmed everything. And then like my mom kept like giving me like marriage advice and all these things that helped me be present in the moment. And then the next day, that's when I opened up the bridal suite to everybody. And then that's when it just felt like just the room was just filled with so much like love. So all those things helped me be present in like the moments leading up to the big moment.
Yeah. You also had a wedding planner who was very like, the plan was so detailed. So just as like a outward, not a wife, I'm not a wife, not someone who's been married. Seeing that, I think it was able to kind of give Cheyenne some ease, because there was no question of like what's going on, who's supposed to be where. Like she didn't have to take any of these things in consideration. So if you're working with an event planner, I would definitely express and communicate to them like what kind of feel you want that day, so that they can make sure to deliver, and that you don't have to worry about any of these things. Like make sure all phone numbers to anyone and everyone is provided ahead of time, so that on that day there's no, oh wait, where's so and so, or where do I need to be. It's you have someone who is literally
in charge of
everything. So it's
because you remember my event planner, when everybody got there, we had like a meeting with the bridal party, our parents, our grandparents, and she literally said, do not ask Cheyenne or Zach a single question. This for the next 2 days, don't ask them anything. And I was like scratching my head. I'm like, don't ask me shit. I feel like we all got in trouble, but I'm like, don't ask me anything, actually. So that helped a lot. Nobody asked us anything. And then when we were going to Jade and Sean's wedding, Zach was in their wedding, and Zach really stepped up, and he sent out the same message to all of Sean's groomsmen.
I like that.
He said, the day of their wedding, don't ask Sean questions. If you need anything, go to the planner, or ask me, I'll go to the planner. But I want to take that stress off him. So I think that showed me that really helped Zach function the way he needed to function on our wedding day.
On your wedding day, because he could have been present. I like that. You go, Zach.
And for your little one, I would definitely build up a little arsenal of some games, coloring items, her favorite stuffy, something that can keep her busy, whether it's at the reception, or if you got an aunt, a cousin, or someone who could take her back to the room when she's ready to go to sleep. Like, just have something set up for her so that when she does go, it's like she's good.
It's a seamless process.
Yes. Because I was on kid duty that night too, and I had glow sticks. I had all kinds of things because the kids still wanted to party. They were like, "We don't want to leave the party."
It's a party. No, for sure.
I had to transfer the party, and like we literally music, glow sticks. It was food.
I'm excited for you, though.
So excited.
I'm so excited for you. And I want to see pictures. Sorry.
Yeah, DR's beautiful. So.
I know. I'm hype. I want to invite.
I want to go. But
I'll
watch
a kid for 2 hours. No.
I'm trying to party. Fuck that. You gotta get a cousin to watch the kid.
I just love kids.
I just wanted to add it. Thank you for acknowledging and giving me flowers for sharing my journey. I really appreciate it. And yes, Cheyenne and Kyle have really been my biggest support, and everybody who reaching out and all the things, all the prayers that I've gotten, and just people reaching out and saying they've lost a brother as well, or a mother, so on. It just really helps me heal, and to hear your guys' stories and you guys telling me that how your process went or whatever. So thank you. So thank you very much.
That was sweet, Shaman.
Love you, Shaman. You's our girl.
Hi, ladies. So I need some relationship advice. I'm about to get married July 19th. My partner and I have been together for going on 5 years and just got engaged April 5th. And honestly, my biggest concern with him is his lack of initiative and involvement with things. He puts all the weight on my shoulders all the time. Initially, we were supposed to get married at City Hall now, and then next year have a big wedding. Instead, we're just having one small ceremony and reception with close loved ones. He's yet to start looking for a suit. He hasn't helped at all with the wedding planning. It's been on me and my fam to pay for the wedding. I sent out invites and told him to at least call his parents and aunt out of respect to let them verbally know that we're getting married at a short notice and we'd like for them to be there, but he's yet to do that. His lack of initiative makes me worried that he's just not ready to get married. Am I reading into this wrong? Also, to speak more to his personality, he's honestly always like this. We have 2 toddlers and every last thing for them is planned by me. When it comes to looking for schools for them, after expressing numerous of times that I need help with him doing the research, I need him to contribute on that end, he didn't look at all. It was on me to find the schools, tour them, make the decision on where they should go. I just want a man that moves with some sense of urgency and puts forth the initiative, like to do things that are important for his family. What do you ladies think? Am I reading into this wrong? He always says he's going to change and he'll change for a little bit and then goes back into his old ways. For Cheyenne, I guess you're married. What are your advice?
My first question is did he ask you to marry him? If not like that, but I'm just saying that if she's talking about lack of initiative, and this is kind of what the pattern has been, it's what did he come into this for? Yeah. I'm just trying to understand his thought
Obviously,
process.
he wants to marry her if they're engaged. But Shai, what would you say as a married or as a wife?
You know your husband. Yeah. So for me, I know mine. I know that there's certain things that he's good at and there's certain things he's just not good at. He's not going to do. And you always want what you don't have sometimes. Yeah. So he might lack this in that area, but he might be really good in other areas of providing or taking the initiative of doing something. Just not what you want.
Not the planning part.
My thing is, typically, weddings are for the wife. I've only been around 2 other husbands that were engaged in the wedding planning, just to be honest. Zach could... Okay. He did care about his suit, but that's because he cares about how he looks. Yeah. And then besides that, I would be like, do you like this? Do you like this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you said yes to the same thing. You're not even you're not looking.
Even the wedding list was a little
the wedding list we were fighting with. Weddings are stressful situations. They're stressful times. He was into certain things. He was into the cake. He did not give a fuck about the invitations, what they looked like. There was certain things that I knew he would actually engage in, and there were certain things that I knew, if I showed him a tablecloth, he does not care about a tablecloth. He don't care about it, yeah. He cares about if it's an open bar or not. There's just certain things that...
Are we having drink flow?
Right, they're give and take, and I know that. And he was more do what you want. You've dreamed of this, do what you want. So I would say for the wedding thing, it just might not be his thing. I wouldn't read into it he doesn't want to get married or he's not taking the initiative to plan the wedding. But most men that I've seen, it's for the bride. It's for the bride. They're tell me where to stand. Now,
stand and what to do.
The initiative when it comes to the kids,
that's different.
That is different, but at the same time, it's not. At the same time, men, you can ask them. If I ask Zach, hey, the kids need dentist appointments, can you set the appointment on this day? He'll do it. Right. But besides that, he's not looking at me and saying, hey, the kids need dentist appointment, can you set this up on that day? Or they just sometimes they need to be led into these things. And I feel that's just a general thing. Most men, to me, unless you're a single dad or just one of those super dads, they're not checking all these boxes of doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, school appointments. Let's take Corey for example. Great dad, super involved. If I didn't set the doctor appointment or the dentist appointment or pick Ryder's school, Ryder would be snaggletooth, never seen a doctor, and being fake homeschooled. I'm sure he probably would have figured it out. I'm sure he would have figured it out, but I figured it out. And I don't need him to do that. What I need him to do is to show up for the appointment and to pay for school. Right. And to show up for the activities.
Just show up.
Just show up.
Show up.
Now, my thing is, let's say you do all these things and they don't show up, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And it's also this kind of seems to be a pattern that is affecting you in a way, or that is making you have
second thoughts,
anxiety,
doubts, or it's weighing on you. I think these are some things like I would try marriage counseling or something.
I was just gonna say that.
To help bring these things to conversation. I don't know how old you guys are. Like, I don't know if you're on the younger side to where maybe he hasn't seen like a man lead in this kind of scenario, or within a family. Because like I know for me in my past situation with the boy's dad, this was like a thing for me where I was like, you never take initiative for anything. And I felt like I had to do everything, but it was also like, I'm the man, I lead. And I'm like,
which way are we going?
What are we doing? Because
pick one, please.
Please, if you want to lead, like lead. I would gladly follow and submit, but that's just not what the scenario was. So I would definitely try marriage counseling, previously getting married, so that you guys can address these things, and hopefully come to some kind of plan or solution, or like let's work together on this. Some kind of like. Yeah.
But also pick your poison, because for me, if I hit up Ryder's dad and I was like, I feel like you don't take initiative, I want you to take initiative on these things. Let's say now he presents another school and he's like, well, I want her to go to this school. I'm going to be like, no, I already found this school. Then he's going to be like, well, why are you asking me to take initiative? I found a school. I just feel like it just causes an argument. You know what I mean? So sometimes I pick my poison and I'm like, hey, it's this much. It's this much money. Can you help me out with this much money? As opposed to, why do I have to find the activities? Why do I have to set everything up? As opposed to that, I'm just like, as long as you split it and you show up for the days that I need you to show up, I'm going to be quiet, because...
And it's also
sometimes I don't need you to, I don't want you to pick everything.
No, I hear what you're saying on that. I agree with that as well. But it's like... I think from her, kind of the way she's like, everything is on my shoulders. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if that's just in the wedding and the children. Like,
it's probably all piling on top right now. She's just feeling like it in the pressure. And you're getting married really quick. Yeah. Like, you had a very short engagement, which already has to be stressful.
I can only imagine.
And if I was you, there are certain things that would irritate me. Why haven't you called your mom?
Yeah, that
right. Like call your family.
Yeah, that's concerning. But at the same time, maybe it's deeper. Maybe he doesn't have a great relationship with his mother. Maybe he's like, I want this to be the best day of my life, and she brings the worst out of me. So that's why I haven't called her. So I agree. I like the advice of marital counseling, or go to your church if you have like a church you can go to, or an elder in your family that can play as a mediator for you guys, and really break down these things of, instead of call your mom, but is there a reason that you haven't called your mom? Do you not want her to attend? And if that's his decision, you're about to be his future wife. You have to stand by his decision. And if you want him to take more initiative and you feel like he hasn't, I would always break down the pros and cons of, okay, he doesn't do this, but he does 20 of the other things that are on the list that I'm asking him to do.
Yeah.
So this one thing we can work on, but I'm not going to let it take over my emotions and anxiety, because these 20 other things he does.
Yep. And you love.
So for me in my marriage, of course I can point out things that he doesn't do. But when I write down the list of all the shit he does that I don't want to do, I'm like, I'm going to shut up and sit right here.
I love you, man.
Thank you, baby.
Because you show up in all these other ways. And of course, you always want him to show up in all of the ways that you want, but that's not life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if I'm going into marriage, like, I want to feel like you don't have to do all the things, but I still want to feel like you are present with me, or you're like excited, or
but then that goes to the question, are you giving him the options of, hey, do you want a strawberry cake or do you want a chocolate cake? And he's like, I don't care what cake. Or is he like, oh, I want chocolate? To me, maybe his way of showing up is just picking. You know what I mean?
Just showing him.
But if he's like,
it on the table.
I don't know what cake and I don't like cake, then to me that I would read into that.
I would be confused.
You know, I would be confused.
Why are we
pick a cake?
Yeah. Right. But if you're like, do you want to get married on the beach or do you want to get married in a church? And he's like, I want to get married in a church. He's picking, and that's his version of showing up. But if you,
that's being present.
That's his version of being present. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like that's what works for him. you have to make the decision of what works for you now, but you clearly love him enough to have said yes. You're planning a wedding. You have 2 kids with him.
Y'all aren't getting married now.
Right.
There's
there are things that you love. There has to, you think about all the things that he does do and show up in the ways that you need, because
you do love this
clearly
man.
you love him.
So maybe marriage, I feel like that would have been my advice. I'm not married, but I feel like marriage counseling would, or going to church or elder would
and just
help.
working out those final kinks.
Those little kinks.
Or someone that he also trusts too, so that he feels like he can vocalize himself without being totally like overtaken by you and your family.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be kind of.
But if you read deeper, okay, maybe her and her family are planning it because he doesn't have the same family
No, I got
unit.
that.
You know what I mean? Because there's clearly not the same unit if he's not even telling his parents that they're getting
his
married.
family side.
So maybe you do feel like it all falls on you and your family, but also accept that he probably feels like that's now his family too.
Yep. So I'm gonna pray
Weddings
for
are
y'all.
hard. Weddings are so hard. Weddings are so stressful. It's combining families, and it's so stressful when you come from 2 different worlds, especially, and you're trying to combine them, and you have a vision in your head, and maybe the vision isn't doing what you want it to do. But I always step back and look at the bigger picture of, wait, why am I marrying this person? These are the things that I love about you. These are things that we should work on, and these are the things that you absolutely get on my fucking nerves with.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait to have these conversations.
these are the conversations I was Zach.
I love
Yeah,
You
I
fucking
feel
piss
like-
me off when you walk around and fart all the goddamn day, and then you want to have sex later. Like, you gassy motherfucker.
At
Get
least,
away from me.
Get away.
At
Like,
least take a shower.
like, there's just certain things. Zach showers about 4 times
I know.
a day.
I don't even know why I
Like,
said
there's
that,
just
'cause
certain
after-
things,
After I
like,
said that, I was
conversations
like,
that you have to
Zach
have
showers so
when
much.
before you get married, and when you're married, it never ends. You just keep talking. It's just talking so much.
He's around you 24/7.
So much talking. There's so much talking to do with this person.
They could be at work and they're still like, hey.
There's so much talking when you get married. Good luck. No, I'm just kidding.
The communication is
I
there.
love being married.
But it's also like, just reminder, where y'all are at now and what you take
cracking
into
up.
your marriage, like,
Marriage is
That
not
is
a
it.
fix-all.
no.
Like, if there's more problems than just this, getting married isn't going to fix it. You're not going to come home and then all of a sudden this man
Everything
takes every initiative in the world.
Hey, babe.
So solve it before you really say yes.
And go to the courthouse.
Hi, ladies. My husband and I have been trying to conceive for about 1.5 years. Right before our first fertility consultation appointment this week, I got a positive pregnancy test.
Yay!
So I am 6.5 weeks pregnant, nauseous, appetites all over the place, lots of acid reflux, very sore boobs, all of that fun stuff. Every time I pee, I'm worried about seeing any speck of blood, just trying to remain calm here.
Yeah.
My first OB appointment will be at the end of the month. I'll be about 10 weeks along. We're very excited, also freaking out a bit, especially during this in-between time before the first appointment and ultrasound. So I wanted to ask, if you were pregnant again, what things would you do differently? I would tremendously appreciate any and all advice you have, especially for this first trimester, but also this first pregnancy overall. All right. Thank you. Love you guys. Keep up the great work.
I'm
Congratulations.
so excited. I feel like I know her.
Yes.
You're pregnant. We're happy. We're having a baby.
I want to just give you a hug.
Right.
Like,
Right. Congratulations. That's so awesome.
In the beginning, when she was talking about fertility and going to see a
Yes.
doctor, Zach and I but this past year we went to a fertility doctor.
Did you?
And she told me that you're really not supposed to go see one until after 2 years of trying. So then she said 1.5 years. I was like, okay, so it's kind of around that
tried.
time zone or time frame. But yeah, I was mind blown when she said 2 years of trying, because to me that just seems like a long time. But she said in other places where insurance is different and stuff, like where you don't pay for insurance. I forgot where exactly, but she was saying out there, you can't go see a fertility doctor until after those 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you really have to try and go through a lot of heartbreak and just
Failed
emotional.
test. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very
But I thought
emotional.
2 years was so long. And when Zach and I were trying for ACE, it took us like 4 or 5 months. And I remember towards the end of those 4 or 5 months, I was looking at him like, boy, I've been pregnant. I know
You're like, what's wrong with
shit
you?
is doing something over here. What's your shit doing over there? We were both starting to look at each other like, the fuck you got going on with you? And I remember just those like final few weeks of feeling like, wow, we're really not getting pregnant. I couldn't imagine carrying that weight for
2 years.
For years. I mean, there's some people who have carried it for a really long time. So my heart goes out to you for that part. The waiting and the anxiousness and taking tests and getting your period, and then the waiting and the anxiousness and taking tests and getting your period. Like that's
a whole
that's a lot.
Emotional.
But you got the test.
You got the test. That's so exciting.
That is.
What would we do differently?
I would definitely work with a doula or some kind of postnatal pregnancy coach if you can, just so that you're aware of what's going on with your body. I know when I was pregnant, like there were so many questions that I had that you ask your doctor when you see them, but those in-between moments are crazy because you may go on the internet, you might ask a question online, you might search something, and there'll be 900 things that come up. 899 of them are wrong, or like we'll send you
specific to that person.
Yeah, and it'll send you to like down this rabbit hole, and like it can freak you out even more if that is the case. Or
so how do you find a post or prenatal? How do you find a doula? Like if she heard this and was like, oh, I want to do this, like now what does she do?
I would look at within your city. I would start there and literally just Google doula in XYZ. And then also there's different like programs, like for this is like such a personal thing. I'm like, if you want to send me a message, a DM, like I can help find resources in your city. I like love research. But there are different organizations that connect people with doulas. It just depends on where you live, like what the name of that place is. Also you can like within your hospital, like you can also ask them like if there's an agency, a doula agency that they work with, or like a midwife. That way, like since it is your first pregnancy and like you have waited this long, I want you to have like a very peaceful, resourceful pregnancy where you have like someone who's there to coach you or to be like, hey, you know what, this is normal, or hey, it's okay to feel this way, or hey, actually this is something that we should look into a little bit more. And they have like, I think they just give you like better language. Sometimes the doctors can be very like cold and callous just because they're so busy, they're so matter of fact. But like if you have someone who's on your team specifically for you, like to get through this pregnancy, it can bring a different level of peace, not only to mom, but also to the birthing partner in terms of what is their role in this birth going to look like. Because I see like as I'm studying this stuff, there's like I get all these dad questions where the dad's like, hey, what do I do?
Oh, there's a dad app. Zach used the app like the same way that we have like
tons of apps,
the baby app where you get to like see the baby grow every week.
Oh, cool.
There's an app specifically for dads, and they put it in like the
dad lingo.
Language,
yes.
And they use like instead of like, you know, like your baby's an apple and orange, it would be like your baby's the size of a baseball or a tennis ball.
Like I like that.
And
it's
Zach
really cool.
he really felt a part of it because every week he would say like, oh, this is what the baby is doing, and like he understood because of this app. I'm gonna find the app.
And
I know, I want to
find the app. It was so good.
And doulas, I have a question about doulas. Yes. Are doulas like, is it within like your insurance? Like if you can't afford a doula, like
depending on what state you're in, some states are now covering certain like doula cost. But with doulas, you can have an in-person doula or you can do an online doula. So like I know some people who start packages for their online at like $1,500.
So
and
what
that's
if you can
for the whole pregnancy?
For the whole pregnancy, and that'll be online. That will be a certain amount of check-ins. But I've also seen doulas that cost up to like $5,000. But that'll be more like in person. That could be like your pregnancy, and that can be in your postpartum recovery. There's different types of doulas. There's a prenatal doula, your pregnancy doula, and then there's also a doula that you can have just for your recovery. And I always suggest, like, if you don't have a doula during your pregnancy, definitely have one in your postpartum recovery process, because as you're adjusting and being a new parent, new house, new baby, there's all kind of things that are going to pop up, and you're going to have questions, and you're going to need that reassurance. You're going to need that mental, like, check-in. You're going to want to have that extra arms, you know, to hold your baby so that you can get some sleep, or that you and your mate like can have some bonding time together, or that you can learn how to like a doula can come teach your birthing partner how to do certain like abdominal massages, or like, hey, these are certain things that you can do just to help ease this transition as you guys are learning to be new parents.
I like that advice. What you said that stuck out to me was that when you are in between those appointments, like this waiting period right now, there's certain things that you feel like your body's changing, doing, and you have questions. But like when you first do find out you're pregnant, unless you're already past like your 12 weeks, then it's like they kind of don't want to see you until you're at that 10 to 12 mark. And that is such a long waiting period sometimes.
And it's a sensitive time.
It's a sensitive time because I feel like the 12-week mark, that's when everyone's like, okay, I can breathe a little bit better now.
I can do it now.
Yeah. So I like that advice of having someone that's around that you can talk to about all their pregnancy stuff in between those appointments, because once you're in your second trimester, I feel like there is still like waiting periods. It's not till the end that you really are going like back to back to back.
They'll check your stuff and they're like, okay, see you later. Like
see you in 3 weeks. I'm like, well, what's supposed to happen the next 3 weeks?
Right.
Like then you get your genetic testing and then you give you all this information. And you're like, how do I even process this information? What does it mean?
I like that a lot.
How do I actually apply this to myself? So it's, you want someone who's going to be able to tell you like, hey, this is normal, or hey, this is what your body will be going through, or hey, your breasts are tender. Here are things that you can do to like ease that tenderness.
I'm really trying to think what I would do differently. Shannon, do you have a thought?
I really wish I had. I feel like since I was like the first one out of everyone to have a baby, I wish I had just done everything a little bit differently. But I would have done more research on the type of doctor I wanted or who I wanted to birth me. I feel like I just took whoever, like the first, and like, oh, you sound like.
Yeah, you didn't. Did you realize back then that you could go and interview doctors?
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't realize that. I think it was just such a shock, and I just kind of went in it and just went with the flow. So I think I would have done more research, and especially since I didn't have other people to fall back on and ask questions and all the things. All I had was my mom, which she was an amazing person to have to ask about things. But I would have most definitely, I wish I would have looked into a doula to help me go through the steps and things. But most definitely would have interviewed different doctors, the hospital I wanted to be at, all those things.
Yeah, because you could do a hospital tour.
Yeah, I would have most definitely did all those things,
like
because
birthing centers.
Yeah, I would have done a lot of things different.
Yeah,
within my Parker's was healthy and amazing, but I would have done a doctor check in hospital.
Eating wise, do you guys think you guys would have eaten different in your pregnancies?
I really liked what I ate.
I did too. I was about to say, I feel like I ate really healthy. Like I ate well.
No, Cheyenne.
Wait, actually, my biggest thing
tahine,
was
pickles.
I was about to say
tahine, pickles, hot Cheetos.
I ate so many hot Cheetos.
But did you have
Robert would be so mad at me. He'd throw away my hot Cheetos. He's like, you can't have spicy food.
Zach would be running to go get it. He's like, I'm not about to fight with the pregnant lady.
Did you experience like heartburn and acid reflux?
Did I? A little bit at the end.
Okay. Yeah, mine was at the very, very end.
Yeah, I feel like my pregnancy was very, easy, to say the least. It was very, Parker was a healthy baby. I was pretty healthy. Mm-hmm. Until the end, everything was crazy, but
I love it.
I think I experienced a little bit of, heartburn and stuff, towards the end of the pregnancy.
Cool.
Dang, I don't know.
Definitely just breathing exercises for yourself. And this is stuff you can find on YouTube.
Oh, I got mine. I've been really thinking about what I do differently. Birth affirmations. I would have started a lot earlier. So yes. So for me with Brider, I knew nothing about anything. Just blindly.
You get pregnant and the baby comes out.
Yeah, just blind.
That's what I was.
I have a cousin Cameo, and she sent me a what do you call it? A playlist. And it was a birthing meditation playlist, but it was at the end of my pregnancy.
With Ryder?
With Ryder. And I started to listen to it, and my body felt so good. Like, just listening to it, it was so calming. I felt like the heaviness of my stomach wasn't as heavy. Like, my mind would be calm. Like, it still plays sometimes in my car, and Ryder's like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, calm down, girl. Listen to it. Be quiet. Yeah. But I realized how much that could have impacted me if I would have started in the beginning. Yeah, like, and then
now,
like now. And then when Remy gave birth to my godson Malachi, she said that she really what impacted her were birth affirmations. So then I went down a rabbit hole of looking at birth affirmations, and I'm like, wow, this is something that you can start now. Almost putting like sticky notes on your mirror in your bathroom where it's like, I am strong and powerful, and I can relax my body. Like, I can relax my mind. I can give birth. Like, I'm made for this. I'm built for this. So it's like every day of your pregnancy, you're staring at yourself and you're reading these affirmations, and you're training your mind to believe these things,
that you're good,
and that you're good. So it's like right now you have a lot of anxiety, you're peeing, you have anxiety, and I get all of that. I get all of it. But if you're in the bathroom and now let's say your toilet faces your mirror, now you're reading all these things. So your anxiety, you're almost training your head to get rid of that anxiousness. And
like,
now
do I have blood, or do I have
like now
whatever?
you're reading it, and it's like, I'm made for this.
Thank you.
So instead of having the anxiety of like, fuck, I gotta pee, I don't want to pee because I'm scared I'm gonna see, it's like, no, I'm going in this bathroom, I'm gonna read my affirmations.
I got this.
Yeah, I got this. So it's almost
my baby is healthy.
Yeah. I would building, if I was to get pregnant right now, I would start birth affirmations now. Now.
I like that.
I really like that, because you do have to prepare yourself.
I like that. I was really thinking. Really, I was like, I'm not about to give a bullshit answer. I'm really about to think about this.
I really like that, because
that's 10 months of like prepping your body
and prepping your mind not psyching yourself out. And I love that you're saying that you would have done it earlier. Yeah, because what she's saying, she's psyching herself out, or like she's not psyching herself out, but she's like,
she's nervous.
Oh shit! And this and so many things are happening with your body right now.
I feel like the internet and almost like society tells us to be afraid of labor. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful.
It's beautiful.
It's like, no, like, let's go to the opposite end of that. Let's talk about how beautiful it is, how pain-free it could be. Yeah. But you have to train your mind. You have to retrain it, because what we've always been taught is, fuck, it's gonna hurt. Like, and it does hurt. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, but I'm saying, like, you can go into it feeling like, I am literally made to do this.
I'm a goddess.
Yes, like, it's putting something different
into the universe and into your child.
And there's books on birth affirmations. You can watch YouTube birth affirmations. Like, I went down a rabbit hole and I wasn't pregnant.
I like that.
They're really, I feel like they're really, really impactful.
Why am I like, thanks for the advice.
So it almost like, to me, it's like your birth plan does not have to start when your birth is happening. Your birth plan can literally start from when you find out you're pregnant, and like you're all gearing up towards that birth plan.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say definitely, I love the birth affirmations. Yeah, that and like
especially
binaural
being a
beats.
First-time mom.
Some like good frequencies to help just ease your anxiety and whatnot. Help you really learn how to control your breathing, so that when you are in labor, you gonna breathe right through it. Your man's gonna be looking at you like, I love this woman. We gonna do this again.
Yeah, I like that. You guys have any WTFs or advice this week, or any shares? I have a share.
Oh, well, damn.
You guys are taking too long. Today is Ryder's last day of school. She is out of first grade and going to second grade. And this morning she got dressed. She picked her outfit for free dress.
She looks so cute.
And she was like, I wanted space buns. I was like, okay. She said she wanted body glitter. I said, okay. Oh. And then we got outside. She's like the little rolling.
Yeah, no, I love that.
We got outside. The other day was like, Ryder, that's enough.
Oh, she'll put it everywhere. I'm like, you're literally going to shit out glitter in a second. Stop. She got outside. She was like, take my end of the school year picture, because we take a picture on the first day of school and then the last day. And I was looking at her and I'm like, you're big. Like, you're tall.
Isn't that
and
crazy?
It's so crazy. I still picture her as this little cute little baby. And she was like, take my picture like this. Not like this. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it was just nuts. Me and Zach were out there in our pajamas and our hair looking crazy. And Ryder was all done up. And we're like, we are really these parents right now.
I love that. She's the cutest.
And it just made me feel really happy.
You're doing great, Shy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna share my kids.
Yeah, I am.
Cool nose.
You are. I was thinking about that the other day by you posting Ryder and her achievements.
Oh, she killed it this week with her campaigns came out this
Literally,
week.
I wanted to cry because I'm like, this sweet little girl is just doing it.
Yeah.
And like, I just kept saying in my head, Shy, like, I just went to blast on your page, like, you doing this, mama, you doing this.
Yeah,
you have amazing, like, look at her.
Somebody
like,
left a comment
amazing.
and was like, this is great, but Shy, I hope you know, like, this is because of you.
Yes.
And every now and then, like, I think as mothers, we all have to sit back and look at our kids and realize, like, not the only reason they're doing certain things is because of us, but if we didn't put in 100% of the energy, then it probably wouldn't happen. Like, if you didn't put in the energy to get Parker to and from hockey and the money that it costs for the tournaments and all that stuff, he wouldn't be doing it.
Nope.
So it's like when he wins that game, it's like you won the game too.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, we did this, but it's such a good feeling.
It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, so like when Ryder books campaigns and then when we actually get to see him, I'm like, fuck yeah, we did that shit. We were in Malibu, it was freezing, you can't even tell in the picture. Like, I want to like say everything and I'm like, okay, hold it back.
Like, but we did that.
Yeah, but sometimes like I feel like I'm one of those people when I'm proud of something, I'm like, it's almost like I'm too afraid to be as proud as what I want to be and should be, because then it's like you're being boastful or you're bragging, but it's like, no, I'm just really fucking
happy,
proud.
yeah.
Like, I'm really
And it's okay
happy.
to be.
So it is okay. So I think
I'm proud of you.
We all do really good.
Yes, we
at
do.
showing up for our kids and putting them in spaces where they can achieve their dreams and their goals, and I think that's what it is to be like a good mother.
Most definitely.
I love that.
Okay, your turn.
Well, mine is about my kid too.
Okay.
So
Say it proud. Say it with your chest.
Boz
With your
is
chest.
officially skipping a grade and will be
Get it,
going to
Boz.
first grade next year.
Dr. Buzz.
Dr. Boz.
We need one in our family.
And I've literally all week been so emotional because at first they just weren't like, it was a conversation and they weren't like 100% sure. And I was like, y'all told my kid he was going to first grade. Like, yeah, he's going to first grade. And it's just been really emotional because this last year when I came back home, I was like, what the hell is going on? I've just been in this like year of transition. Like, I have things that I've been working on and like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. The house has been really stressful. And the other day, I literally just had to sit back and his teacher was like, we did it. Like, his teacher, the principal, we're like, we all agree, like, Boz is ready. Like, he keeps getting above average on all his test scores, but like socially, emotionally, like, he's ready and he's solid. And this week I made an invitation, like an impromptu. We're having a barbecue on Friday, and I sent it to some of like our friends, and there were some of our mom friends who were like, girl, this is such a, like you said, this is such a reflection of who you are as a mother, despite all the chaos you've experienced this year. Like, your children are still thriving, like, in such a special place. And like you said, that energy that we've put into our kids, it shows in our children.
Yeah,
so
it does.
I love being a mom, and I'm really, really proud of my kid. And I think I'm gonna cry after this, just because it is such like an overwhelming feeling of just like, we did it, you know, and like
I hope his dad
I'm so proud of you,
acknowledges what you have done.
Because you've done an amazing job.
I don't know.
And look, like, it's showing through. And I really hope that
I don't know. But Boz asked what his one wish for his graduation present. He wanted some Wagyu steak because it's Cheyenne's birthday. We did an omakase.
Don't blame me on the expensive palate.
Oh, no, you definitely, you got me all jacked up. I'm like, Boz.
Yes, Wagyu steak.
Every few weeks, I now have to get
I want
Boz
some Wagyu steak too.
Yeah, I hope he got 2 Wagyu steaks to share.
Every few weeks, I now have to get Boz some sushi, and he always cries because the place we get sushi from does not have Wagyu. Oh. So my kid's getting Wagyu. So please continue to pray for us and that his education journey continues to grow.
It will show.
And yeah,
That's
I'm
amazing.
just very, very
That's
thankful.
so amazing.
Like, yeah. But y'all are my first mom. Like, y'all are the moms ahead of me. So it's like, thank you for inspiring me. And like, y'all have really laid out a great blueprint of just like what a good, solid, in the cut mom looks like. Like,
really? Because I be feeling like a test dummy. Like, we're going to try this and we're going to see if it works.
Right.
So.
I feel the same way, but thank you for...
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Because I'm the oldest child, so sometimes I purely have been the test dummy. And this is like one of those moments where I'm like, cool, I'm not the test dummy. This is when I can sit back.
You are.
No, but I'm saying like this for
you go see what happens.
Yes.
And then I'll try. Let me know, report back.
It's crazy, but like for the first time I'm like, oh, this is what it means to like learn from like
somebody else.
Yes.
From your peers.
And I'm not the test dummy and for once, and I'm like, thank you, God. But I'm also just thankful to be able to show up and do the things that I do for my kids. So
you do a good job.
Great job.
Girl, they be testing me.
But you do
They
great.
sure do.
Boys times 2.
Shannon, what do you have for us?
Well, damn, do I have to share it with my kids?
You don't.
You don't have to.
You don't at all.
I'm not going to.
Wait, you have
Not that my child is amazing and all the things. It's his last day as well today. But I was just gonna mention that this month is mental health awareness month.
Yes.
And honestly, I've been thinking about it today, and just like the men around me, just check on the men in your life and make sure that they're good. See how they're doing. I know especially my dad is an emotional human, and especially during this time, like I keep checking on him.
That's good.
And making sure his mental is okay, not only my mom's, but him. Because I know we kind of fall short of making sure that our men, you know, we see them as strong figures in our lives, in which they are, but they're also, you know, they go through their things. So I love that it's men's mental health awareness month, and just check on the men, your husbands, boyfriends, your sons, just check on them, and really let them talk to you or open up, because that's them showing that they're being vulnerable with you. And
That's a man.
I feel like for a man to be vulnerable in the presence of a woman is a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to bring that awareness out.
Before the episode ends, I wanted to say happy birthday to your brother.
Thank you.
I think I saw your post earlier. And first off, you guys look all the same.
Yes.
I was
Like the younger pictures, I'm like,
Yes.
this is scary.
It is scary. I was looking at some pictures and like I just feel like I feel like we
Everyone
all look
looks
alike.
the same.
And
Yes.
Parker is the 4th child,
Yeah.
not your son.
It is
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
insane. It's insane that my other
Genes
brother
are so
Steven,
strong.
he looks identical, but sometimes now I'm looking at like baby pictures of
The
my
baby
of
pictures,
Evan.
no, the baby pictures, not the adult pictures. The baby pictures is odd.
It's very odd.
It's very odd.
It scares me because Parker be looking at, now that we've been looking at so many pictures, I'm like, what the fuck? Parker be like, is that me? I'm like, no,
the
it's
baby
not.
pictures are crazy, but
But thank you for acknowledging. Oh, thank you, Shy. Yes, it's my brother's birthday today, and
how are you feeling?
I missed the post. I didn't know this. I
It's
feel
okay.
stupid.
It's okay. Don't feel stupid.
Happy birthday, Evan.
Well, don't say it like that either.
I woke up yesterday. I was feeling it. Leading up to his birthday, it's been like a little emotional for me, but I'm feeling okay. I think today we might celebrate. My mom was asking how we wanted to celebrate, if we wanted to buy. She bought him a card. I was saying maybe take a hike. Where the last time that we were all together, we were at Palos Verdes, and it was a very emotional and beautiful moment when he was at the mountain. So I said maybe we go there and just acknowledge him being there. So I don't know, but I've been really checking on my parents today.
Well, don't forget to check on yourself.
Thank you.
Maybe bring a candle on the hike.
That'd be nice, and just blow it out for him.
Yeah, make a wish.
Make a wish for him,
Or
and
just
for
put up a
everybody.
prayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
prayer. I think that I like that idea, because I really just the pictures I posted today are special. And there was a picture of one of the pictures I posted was him holding me, and there's another picture of us dancing together. And I really wanted to post that and saying that I hope you're dancing like you were in this picture. So I hope he's...
Are you going to?
I might. I don't know. It was really interesting. I don't know. Like I I was ready to post it, and I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, I was getting emotional while I was like singing happy birthday. But
well, either way, can you send it to me?
Yeah, I will.
I want to see it too.
But yeah, it's just, I think it was a really beautiful picture because, like I keep saying, he was my biggest supporter, and I was his baby girl. And everything I did and he was just like, look at my beautiful sister. So that's what I keep thinking about.
I love the positivity this week, Shannon. Yes.
And he has amazing artwork.
He is a beautiful human. Amazing. My mom birthed 3 creatives.
Woo. She sure did. She sure did. We give her that.
3 creatives.
No, but literally all 3 of you are creatives, like in different mediums, which I think is beautiful. Yeah. Y'all got it in you.
She has it in her. Then she gave it to them.
Yeah, amen. I like that.
Yeah. Sorry. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week to another episode on Think Loud Crew. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on YouTube at Think Loud Crew. And you can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
You can follow me at RKylin.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shannon C.
I hope you guys have a great week. We're sending you love and positivity.
Praying for these marriages.
And these babies.
And the babies.
And don't forget to tell your crew about our crew.